Balaam is a fascinating figure in the Bible, known for his role as a prophet, his interaction with a talking donkey, and his eventual downfall. But who exactly was Balaam, and what can we learn from his story? Balaam was a non-Israelite prophet, a man with the gift of prophecy, yet he is remembered more for his failures than his successes. His story unfolds in the book of Numbers, where we see him being approached by Balak, the king of Moab, with a request that would test Balaam's loyalty to God. Balaam's story begins with the Israelites encamped near Moab after their journey from Egypt. Balak, the king of Moab, was terrified of the Israelites, knowing how they had defeated other nations. In desperation, Balak sought Balaam, a prophet known for his ability to bless or curse people effectively. Balak sent messengers to Balaam, offering him rewards if he would curse the Israelites. Here we see Balaam's first test, the temptation of material gain. Balaam initially sought God's guidance, and the Lord made it clear that he should not curse the Israelites because they were blessed. However, when Balak sent more distinguished messengers with promises of greater rewards, Balaam hesitated. He sought God's permission again, and though God allowed him to go with them, it was clear that God wasn't pleased with Balaam's divided heart. Balaam's journey to Moab is where the famous incident with the donkey occurs. As Balaam was on his way, riding his donkey, an angel of the Lord stood in his path to oppose him. The donkey saw the angel and refused to move forward, eventually speaking to Balaam after being struck 3 times. This miraculous event revealed that God was trying to get Balaam's attention, showing that the Lord is always aware of our intentions. Balaam eventually arrived in Moab, and despite the pressure from Balak, he was only able to speak the words that God put in his mouth. Instead of cursing Israel, he ended up blessing them 3 times, much to Balak's frustration. This part of the story shows how God's will prevails over human intentions. Despite Balaam's desire for wealth, he couldn't curse those whom God had blessed. Balaam's blessings over Israel included prophetic words about the coming Messiah, showing that even a reluctant prophet can be used by God to speak amazing truths. However, Balaam's story doesn't end on this high note. While he didn't curse Israel directly, he found another way to undermine them. Balaam advised Balak to entice the Israelites with Moabite women, leading them into idolatry. This plan succeeded in bringing God's judgment upon Israel through a plague. Balaam's actions here reveal the danger of compromising with sin for personal gain. In the end, Balaam met his demise when the Israelites defeated the Midianites, and he was killed in the battle. His story serves as a sobering reminder of the consequences of disobedience and the dangers of loving wealth over God. Now let's explore the deeper meanings and implications of Balaam's story. Why did Balaam, a prophet with the ability to hear from God, make such disastrous choices? Balaam's downfall can be traced back to his love for wealth and his willingness to compromise his integrity for it. Although he knew God's will, his desire for material gain clouded his judgment, leading him down a path of destruction. His story warns us about the dangers of greed and the importance of staying true to God's commands, no matter the temptation. Balaam's story also teaches us about God's sovereignty. Despite Balaam's intentions, God used him to bless Israel and even speak about the coming of Christ. This shows that God's plans are unchangeable, and he can use anyone, even those with flawed intentions, to accomplish his will. It also highlights the importance of being aligned with God's purpose. Balaam's words were only powerful because God allowed them to be, reminding us that all power and authority come from the Lord.